it's V from Casually Fragrant. Today I'm going to give you 4 suggestions of fragrances to wear for Halloween or any time in October. With the leaves turning and the weather getting colder, I love wearing gourmand scents and any kind of heavier scent as well in this type of weather. So I want to start with Lost Cherry by Tom Ford. This is the 50 ml. I absolutely love this fragrance. It was released in 2018, so it's been around for a while. If you haven't sampled this yet, I highly recommend that you give it a chance. If you are a fan of Tom Ford fragrances, you've probably already sampled it. If you don't like the typical Tom Ford kind of DNA of fragrance, I still recommend sampling this one because it is a little bit different than some of his other scents. So it has top notes of cherry, almond, and cherry liqueur. Middle notes of, well, more cherry, rose, jasmine, and plum. And base notes of tonka, Peru balsam, vanilla, sandalwood, cedar, vetiver, and benzoin. So on me, it's got a long-lasting it's longevity. However, on Fragrantica, I looked it up and people said it was more moderate to them. And I do agree with Fragrantica on a moderate to heavy projection. This fragrance smells like an expensive drink. It makes you feel warm and cozy with that cherry liqueur, but still very sexy. It's an intoxicating combo, and that liqueur, almond, and cherry combination is absolutely stunning. I think this is perfect for going out in the evening. Yes, we're amidst COVID. Will people be going out for Halloween? I mean, I have a feeling if you wear this, on your jacket, people might still be able to smell you from a socially distanced 6 feet. Otherwise, just for yourself, it's just such a beautiful fragrance and I love it. And I highly recommend going into the cooler weather. It would be a perfect fragrance. My next fragrance, let's see here, so this was also released in 2018. I don't know what it is about 2018, but promise you not all of them are from that time. So this here is I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess. It's usually referred to as just Princess by Killian. And what's cool about this is that this is how it opens up. So that's actually where the liquid is stored. So very cool presentation. And I absolutely love this scent as well. This is a marshmallow dream fragrance. It's got marshmallow, vanilla, green tea, ginger, hedione, peach, lemon, benzoin, and green apple. But mostly to me, I get marshmallow and vanilla with just a hint of something extra. It's gourmand. I think it's very sexy. I think even though it's a marshmallow scent and it might be targeted for younger wearers, I think someone of all ages can enjoy this fragrance. It's got something that it's not, to me, it's not overtly sweet in such a sickly sweet way that, you wouldn't want to wear it. It's something that I would have worn when I was a teenager, but not this. This is, I think, a fragrance that can be worn by all ages. I receive compliments when I wear this fragrance, or I did prior to COVID, because now I receive no compliments on fragrance because I don't see anyone, but that's okay. So to me, it's long lasting. Fragrantica agrees. And to me, it's got moderate projection. And I, looked on Fragrantica, it seems like a lot of people are saying it's got heavier projection for them. This smells like an expensive handmade marshmallow. If you've ever had handmade marshmallows, you'll know what I'm talking about. They're very fluffy and like sweet, but not overtly sweet. There isn't that kind of artificial scent to them, or taste, I should say. And this is exactly like that, like one of those gourmet artisan marshmallows that's you get at some farmer's market, and they're beautifully packaged with a beautiful little ribbon, and they have just that little hint of something extra that isn't just marshmallow and vanilla, and that's probably the green tea. It is a beautiful fragrance, and I think it's perfect for cooler weather, as it is quite gourmand and sweet. And leading with another sweet scent, who says adults can't have chocolate on Halloween. You know, a chocolate treat. I've recently talked about this on my channel. It's a recent acquisition. This was released though in 2017, and it's Lait et Chocolat, which translates to milk and chocolate by Chocolat. And probably mispronouncing that, apologies. But this is a beautiful, beautiful chocolate fragrance. And it is exactly what the name says. It's milk chocolate. So the notes are, so to me, the most prominent notes are chocolate, milk, and vanilla. And Fragrantica does list teakwood, jasmine, musk, and cedar, but honestly, this is mostly just milk chocolate with vanilla in it, like an expensive vanilla bean in good, decadent quality chocolate. It's got moderate to long-lasting projection on me. Some people lean more to moderate, but I do get a longer lasting power. Especially, I sprayed a scarf with this and I could totally smell it the next day. And I think it's got moderate to heavy projection, but there's quite a few people on Fragrantica that says that it has enormous projection. So I guess, I don't know how many sprays you're doing with this, but it's just such a warming scent. I don't find it overtly sexy, to be honest. As a date night fragrance, I almost see it more as like a daytime date fragrance, not really nighttime. It's just so cozy. It's like you put on these Ugg sheepskin slippers and wrap yourself in a blanket, and all you want is a really good quality decadent chocolate, and that's exactly what the smell is like. I have been on a diet recently, and I can say I have been wearing this at night to suppress my sweet cravings, and it's been wonderful. Absolutely love Lait et Chocolat. That was my third suggestion, and I have one last one. And it's not a gourmand. We're finally out of the gourmands. This is Mortal Skin by Stefan Humbert Lucas. And apologies if I say that wrong. Absolutely stunning bottle. Like just everything about it. The ombre effect in the back. It's supposed to be inspired by a snake, Mortal Skin. And it's just, I've reviewed this on my channel before. I think a couple years ago, but I just had to talk about it again for Halloween and I should do a kind of a shout out. I saw on one of the Facebook fragrance groups I'm a part of, people were asking, and I might have seen it in a couple of the groups, you know, what's your Halloween fragrance? And I posted this one, and that kind of got me thinking of doing a video on this. So this video was basically inspired by Mortal Skin. This was released in 2015. It's a niche fragrance. It is expensive, but it is so worth it. I can't even explain. It's got, well, I will explain it. I'll try. It's smoky, oriental, woody fragrance. And on Fragrantica, and the way they market this is kind of, they have 3 acts of kind of like a play. And the first act is the seduction and hypnosis. So I guess you see the snake, or I almost think it's like a metaphor for a beautiful woman, whichever way you want to look at it. I almost get a vampire vibe off of this fragrance. I almost like from the movie Dusk Till Dawn, where the vampire was kind of like a snake vampire. I totally talked about that the first time I reviewed this, but I will have to mention it again. And then the second act is the paralysis, where the person gets bitten and there's the intoxication. And then the third is just like the journey at the end, and it's supposed to just leave in hot ash, but like what was beautiful was. It's an absolutely stunning fragrance. There's quite a few notes in here. It's so well blended. So the top notes are blackberry, ink, incense, and labdanum. Heart notes of opanox, iris, divana, or Devana. I apologize. Every time I do this video, I mispronounce the notes on this fragrance. I almost didn't want to include it because I was like, I'm not going to be able to pronounce the notes. And people are going to come at me in the comments, but that's fine. More heart notes of myrrh and cardamom, and base notes of ambergris, styrax, sandalwood, labdanum, civet, cedar, birch, and musk. It is very long lasting, which is great. You don't have to reapply. And on me, it's got heavier projection, but Fragrantica says more moderate projection. I definitely think that if you're socially distancing and you spray this at 6 feet, people should be able to smell this on you. To me, it has the ink, the blackberry, the incense, and spices really come out in this fragrance. The blackberries make it a little bit sweet. The ink note, it just makes it so different. And the incense, it's just so dark and mysterious, ever so intoxicating. The more you wear this fragrance, the more you try it, I find the more you start to love it. If you've ever sampled this just like on a piece of paper, on a whim, or, you know, from someone, and you're like, oh, it's too heavy, it's not for me, I 100% recommend trying it in cooler weather if you tried it in hot weather, as well as putting it on your skin, letting it soak in, and just like experience the fragrance. I don't know how else to say it. It is such a wonderful fragrance. Once you actually, you know, use it a few times, you start to appreciate it a lot more. I really, you know, pick up those blackberries after, and the hint of sweetness with that smokiness, and it's just something that I really think everyone should give a try if these are notes or something that you're into. It is heavy, it is strong. With considering the price of this fragrance and the scent, I do think it is for slightly older people. I don't think it's for a teenager. I personally, well, when I was a teenager, I wore heavier scent, so I mean, to each their own, but I definitely think it's not that it's a mature scent. I think, you know, all ages could wear it, but it is a heavier scent. I'm in my 30s and I absolutely love it, and I think it would work really well for someone younger and older than me as well. But it is quite expensive, so maybe that's why it's not perfect for the youngest ones out there. So these were my 4 suggestions for Halloween fragrances. And I haven't decided. I'm probably going to wear Mortal Skin on Halloween night, but these other 3 I'm definitely going to be wearing throughout October. Love all of them. So let me know down below if you have tried any of these before, what your favorite is, and what are you planning to wear on Halloween night? And do you think the scent will be strong enough for a socially, you know, distanced environment if in your area that's something that is happening due to COVID? So thank you so much for watching. And if you liked my video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.